heard the beep. So for this technique, we are only going to be using the sling on one side. So again, looking at the position of where the loops are, we'll use 2 up top and 2 by the hips. So we're mainly worried about the shoulders and the hips because the rest of his body will follow.
And when connecting, you want one of the head and one of the foot parts of the lift.
So the direction he's going towards, so he's going to be going towards Jessica for the flip. You'll roll it just like you did for your original burrito, because that's going to be what we have going with him. Okay. The side that he's going towards, what we'll do if we only have 3 people is you'll keep a hold of the draw sheet.
I didn't give you very much.
On top and on bottom, and then you'll just do the top sling. You want to make sure that the bottom sling is in place. If you need to, you can tie the bottom sling to the bed rails on the opposite side, so the side he's going to, or both sides if that makes you most comfortable.
Sometimes with your bariatric patients that helps a lot because there's a lot more weight that you're moving across the bed and a lot more shear. So this will help a lot with keeping that in place.
Okay, so what we're going to do when everybody is ready, we're going to start lifting up on my side to move his face towards Jessica. When you're ready.
I'm ready, let's go.
Okay, getting up slack.
My role is to start pushing this shoulder down on the slider sheet. My role is to make sure his head is supported because he's paralyzed, and then that we are in a position to roll him where he's not going to catch his airway on anything.
Okay. His weight has started to shift, so Jessica moved her hands, and we're just going to slow his descent. Are you okay, Jessica?
Yep, I got him.
Okay. And we're going to keep pulling up on the side, and Jessica helps control his descent down. Sometimes
so I need him a little bit towards me, so bring him towards me a tiny bit. Are we in a position where we can do that?
Yes. Sometimes you're going to need to pull the slider sheet out if it stayed underneath at all. And this is where you can do a micro adjustment using your draw sheet.
Towards me just about 2 inches.
On your count.
1, 2, 3. Good, perfect. So that his head is hanging off of the bed.
Okay.
And I'm just going to support his face, make sure all of our lines are clear, and that tube is clear. And you can see how our art line ended up over here, very simply, because we tucked it under that leg so that it's not underneath stuff or tangled up in things. Now this part can be kind of a pain for the RTs because they have to sit there and hold the head. So if you are on the moving team, we try to do it as quick as we can, getting everything moving again. Make sure that line isn't between those 2 straps. Let's do that. Go. The same principle applies for the straps of the sling. For where you would attach the middle one. This one does have 3 or 6 on each side.
So we're gonna do blue, 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 white, and then gray. Just to decrease the amount of pull here, so we decrease the chance of tipping towards the respiratory therapist.
This is the point when we are going to be placing all of our wedges and pillows. So when the RT is ready, Michelle has all of our supplies ready. I will go ahead and start moving the patient up. You ready?
Come on up. Yep.
Okay, I will go up. And you will lift until you can get underneath. The top of this wedge comes to the nipple line of the patient.
With the pillow hanging about 2 inches off, just to give a buffer between the patient and the bolster, because the bolster is hard, so we want to decrease pressure injuries. We're going to do For Russell, who doesn't have large abdominal girth, we're gonna do two, and then one under each leg. So that way we have some room for positioning and floating his leg. When we're ready, Polly is double checking, the respiratory therapist is double checking our position on the foam and making sure the neck cutout is where it needs to be.
Come on down. Okay, we're going down. I'm still supporting the head because once we get him down on the cushion, we're going to tilt the bed, bringing his shoulders up, feet down, and gravity is going to start to take him towards the foot of the bed. That's why it's nicer to start higher up than lower, because he's going to slide. It's not a maybe he slide, he will slide.
Footboard is back on. We're gonna bring the foot of the bed up towards the patient.
You ready to get the lift out? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Michelle, do you want to do that? Shortening the bed. I'm also going to lift the knees of the bed up too. That adds another layer of protection for the patient to fall straight back down. Now for positioning the rest of the body, since we are going to put his head towards the ventilator first, we are going to flex this side here. Up and out.
Placing pillows so that way he has some increased space here so we don't get sore.
And we are going to swim this arm up in this position as well. And you can see that that moves his head quite a bit to allow for him to be that way.
So then we're gonna
I got you.
reverse
Reverse Trendelenburg.
What that does is gravity takes him to the foot of the bed a little bit and settles him on that wedge. Also brings his head back onto the table. And to start the night, I'll do a pillow for right now because I don't. We usually do a memory foam half moon that sits right here and supports, so it cradles his forehead, and so it doesn't put pressure on the eyes, and it's gonna move with him. So that's what happens is he's gonna slide down a little bit and into that memory foam cushion, and so his airway is clear and free, like that. And in this example, we'll just use a pillow, but usually it's that memory foam cradle, and leaving it free from the ET tube, it's going to look like this. Okay?
Other pieces of equipment you may have is a blue donut. That would go along the ankle that is with the straight leg. It will help keep space between the bed and his toes. The bolster is sitting on the ball of his foot to help decrease his sliding. It does have some give, so it's not causing too much stress, but every 2 hours of those micro turns won't cause too much stretch here. You can also increase the length of the bed if he starts to slide too much.